But we begin this hour with the latest on the French fire now burning in the Kern River Valley. Here is the latest from the fire lines at 11 o'clock. The French fire has now burned more than 21,000 acres and remains just 19% contained. This evening, we learned from investigators that the fire is human-caused and is considered suspicious. More than 1,000 firefighters are battling the blaze and doing their best to protect homes and businesses in harm's way. The French fire is impacting communities in the Kern River Valley just west of Lake Isabella, about 40 miles northeast of Bakersfield toward the Kern County-Tulare County border. And here's a look at the fire area. The bright red is the perimeter of the fire itself. The lighter red are areas under evacuation orders, including Alta Sierra, Wofford Heights, and Keysville. The historic town of Kernville tonight is under an evacuation warning, seen here in yellow. 17's Marco Torres was there last night when the French fire exploded, sending residents of Wofford Heights scrambling for safety. He files this report.
Flames swept into Wofford Heights, pushed by strong winds, feeding the flames and sending embers into the air to drift miles away. It's these embers that create spot fires, but too many spot fires can build up and overpower firefighters as they rush to put them out. Spot fires coupled with strong downslope winds are a recipe for disaster, which began to unfold Tuesday night. But in a disaster, good things can happen too.
When we had the extreme fire activity move in, we had already put in control lines to steer the fire away from those cabins. As of last night, before we ended shift, those cabins were looking good.
Only one home, according to fire crews, was lost in the Alta Sierra area, but all the other homes, including the ski resort, were protected.
It feels great to come in here and do everything that we can and know that after this fire is all said and done, that those homes are still standing, that their valuables are still there, and it's just a great feeling.
Saving homes is heroes work. Kernville resident and general manager of Alta Sierra Ski Resort, Brian Kelly, praised fire squads for saving the resort and so many homes on that night that looked apocalyptic.
They're superheroes. I don't know how they do it. Some of these guys are working 48-hour shifts. I don't know how they stay awake. They're protecting us, and they're doing a phenomenal job.
Firefighters had their attention split Tuesday night. Homeowners who refused to leave, even in the midst of perilous danger, had to be rescued when the fire approached their homes. Firefighters shifted from the fire suppression to rescue operations because of these decisions.
People really need to heed the warnings of the fire department. They're not crying wolf. They've seen this before. They've seen people die. If they tell you need to evacuate, just evacuate. Don't use up more resources of the firemen that could be fighting the fire.
Marco Torres, 17 News.
Good evening, Tammy. We continue to monitor the wind behavior specifically near the French fire. As you can see right now, winds have died down significantly, but earlier today, around 5 and 9 p.m., the wind was blowing at about 35 miles per hour in that same area. We're also watching for wind flow that is going to change specifically tonight. Originally, we were dealing with west-southwest winds pushing the smoke and pushing the fire into the mountain communities of Kernville and Wofford Heights, but as of tomorrow, as you can see, is switching northwest, possibly pushing the fire mostly southeast. So we're going to continue watching the situation very closely. When it comes to temperatures, here's what you can expect: 73 by 3 a.m., 68 by 7 a.m., and tomorrow is going to be another warm day in Kern County. For the mountains, 60 by 3 a.m. and gradually into the upper 50s by 7 a.m. We'll talk much more about weather in the next few minutes. Tammy?
All right, thanks, Candy. Today marks 1 week since the French fire started west of Lake Isabella, but up until this point, there has been no word on a cause. However, this evening, fire investigators announced the fire was human-caused and is suspicious, meaning it was not sparked by lightning or another natural source. However, fire investigators don't want to speculate on a definitive cause until they know for sure.
So there's a multitude of things that could have caused that. Accidental, deliberate, unknowingly. You know, we get roadside fires where somebody's dragging a chain, and it causes sparks. They unknowingly start the fire, but it's human caused.
In the meantime, firefighters say they remain focused on saving lives and property as the community of Kernville remains under an evacuation warning.
there are contingency lines that continue to be put in above the hills, above Kernville. However, as has happened, those contingency lines, dependent on the weather, i.e. the wind, are tested continually. It hasn't got there yet, but that's not to say that it's not going to be there tonight or tomorrow. And consequently, there is a threat. There's always going to be a threat until we can contain that edge that's advancing closer and closer.
And a reminder, you can see all of our coverage of the French fire, including up-to-the-minute updates on evacuation orders, how to get free help finding and caring for pets, and how to donate to help those impacted by the fire. Just head to our website, kget.com.